From WRAL News and the Capital Broadcasting Podcast Network, this is your Coronavirus North Carolina News Brief for Wednesday, December 2nd, 2020. I'm Brian Schrader. North Carolina is seeing record hospitalizations and worries about cases rising even higher after the Thanksgiving holiday. But Governor Roy Cooper and Dr. Mandy Cohen focused on the future at Tuesday's briefing, specifically on the vaccine and how it's going to be distributed.
Researchers like we have right here in North Carolina have been working on new vaccine technology for several years in preparation for a global pandemic just like this. And when it comes to determining safety, before the FDA will authorize these vaccines, an independent advisory board will review the data for safety.
The earliest that we expect a vaccine is probably in the middle of next week, December 15th, 16th, 17th, something like that. And so we expect to potentially see approval and potentially have vaccine by the end of that week. Again, it's going to be in limited supply and only at a limited number of hospitals to start with. But then we expect to get allocations from the federal government week over week. And then there may be a second vaccine that will be approved before the end of this calendar year. We can't say for sure, but that's what the schedule looks like at this point. About 85,000 doses will come to North Carolina when the first vaccine is approved. Now, there'll be a second vaccine, we think, coming right on the heels of that, and then that will be a second allocation. The federal government intends to do weekly allocations of the vaccine. We do not know at what level and how many doses we will be getting on an ongoing basis, so it's hard for us to pinpoint exactly when we will be able to expand beyond our healthcare workers and our long-term care settings into that next population of our adults with 2 or more chronic conditions. So we know that when we get the first vaccine, it will be going to hospitals only. We'll be focusing on healthcare workers only. That's that first 85,000 doses that we're expecting. Again, the FDA has not yet authorized use of this vaccine, and things could change. They could alter the way in which that approval goes forward, which may change our numbers, but that is what we are planning for at this point. When we have a second vaccine, then we'll be getting weekly doses of both vaccines, and then we will work through our populations that we have prioritized.
The vaccine will be free. You can see more specifics on the 4-phase distribution plan posted right now on WRAL.com. A teacher in our area died of COVID-19 complications. Richard Martin was a teacher at Luther Nick Gerald's Middle School on Ramsey Street in Fayetteville. He'd worked there since 2007. Superintendent Marvin Connolly says Martin had not been at the school recently. Cumberland County is one of a few North Carolina school districts keeping students at home full-time during the pandemic. And we confirmed that Durham County Sheriff's Detention Officer Lieutenant Terry Sampson died after testing positive for COVID-19. Sampson died last month at Duke Regional, just 12 days after testing positive. His is the second coronavirus-related death within the sheriff's office. This has been your Coronavirus North Carolina News Brief for Wednesday, December 2nd, 2020. Let us know what you think of the podcast. Leave a rating or review wherever you listen, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a new episode. I'm Brian Schrader. Thanks for listening.